Do you feel like you're constantly running away from the hard work that's going to generate you success? Are you constantly coming up with this fantasy world, this dream world of yours of you achieving all of your goals only for it to fall short the second that you have to put in your work? Are you constantly running to your phone as a coping mechanism whenever anything stressful happens in your life? If this sounds anything like you, then my friend, you have an avoidance behavior towards anything that is stressful, towards anything that's not easy. When it comes to doing the hard work, you run away from it. You run away from the thing that's going to help you get better in return. And so this is only prolonging your success and you getting any further than where you're at right now. So if you feel constantly just stuck in your own world and then you just feel like you're just like in this vicious cycle of, I know what I need to do, I can't put myself to it, and I just run to my phone, then this video is for you. And we're going to be talking all about the avoidance behavior and how you're avoiding the hard work and how we can help you break through this vicious cycle and get you to the other side of achieving your goals. So if you guys are new here, my name is Geraldine and I make videos all about procrastination, goal setting, and productivity. So if that's the type of content you love to consume, then don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Also click the notification bell so you do know when I do upload, and follow me on all my social media. I'm at Geraldine. Okay, let me take a little sippy sip of water because the air is dry. I'm drinking an iced coffee to help myself lock into these videos because I am running them through back to back. And I'm like, I need coffee in order to get through these videos because it's a lot of talking. It's a lot of like mental math that I have to do in my head. And it dries out my throat and then it just makes it all raspy. So let's get to the number one thing. Your brain is trying to protect you. So the reason why you are having this avoidance behavior is because you're being triggered by a flight or fight mode. So instead of fighting through and just doing the hard work and getting it over with, you're choosing to flight every single time. You're choosing to avoid the necessary steps you need to take to get to the other side. You're constantly looking towards your phone as a coping mechanism. This only stems from childhood. You were probably just programmed to learn how to avoid your own behavior because there was probably stressful things happening in your life that maybe people around you chose to avoid them, so therefore you became avoidant of your own emotions instead of acknowledging them. And with that, if that's what's happening, then I truly do recommend therapy, because anything else that anybody could say is just working through every single little crevice as to why you're constantly just avoiding. But I'm still going to share with you guys the strategies that could help you get to the other side, or even just some mindset shifts, because a lot of it has to do with a mindset shift and how you look at hard work and how you look at discipline and how you look at your goals, and just switching things around and just kind of playing mind games with yourself to get to the other side. Like before, I was not able to get to a point where I could just be like, okay, Geraldine, you need to lock in, and actually I was able to do it. Before, I'd be like, oh my god, I need to lock in, and I would easily just lose myself just like that very second. As soon as I picked up my phone, I wouldn't know how to put it back down. So these are the strategies that I learned myself. I'm not an avoidant person per se in like a general world, but when it comes to procrastination, I became such an avoidant person because I did not want to deal with my emotions towards the fact that I don't know how to do something, or my feelings towards the fact that like I had to overcome something or confront something that was just not good or just didn't come natural to me. And these are the things that I've learned through my own avoidant behavior when it comes to procrastination, and how I'm able to get to the other side and learn how to truly lock into my goals and how to actually just push forward with all of these emotions of I just want to sit down and scroll on my phone and eat hot Cheetos. Like, that's all I want to do. But again, your brain is just trying to protect you, okay? It's just trying to protect you from it thinking that there's danger, because once you start sensing stress, your brain is like, okay, there's clearly something that's being triggered here. We need to get out of this as soon as possible. If not, we're going to die. it becomes that extreme. And so if it does become that extreme, you need to learn how to catch it fast enough to tell your brain, hey, no, we're good. I just feel stressed at the fact that there's so much overwhelmness, there's so much going on, I don't know where to begin. And again, that you can only get to that place when you're in therapy for a really long time and working through each and every single emotion. But the faster that you practice it on your own, and the faster that you start actually telling yourself almost like these affirmations of we are okay, is the quicker that you'll be able to get to the other side. And it, like I said, it's not easy. It's a constant push and pull mechanism that happens with you and your brain, that you will need to learn how to love yourself enough to get to the other side, to understand that you are safe enough to get through this mud of avoidant behavior. So your brain is just trying to protect you. Your brain is just telling you, it's just doing exactly what it needs to do, right? It's escaping from danger. But you see through your eyes, and there's a logical side of you that says, hey, there's not actually real danger here. I just feel overwhelmed. I just feel blah blah blah. I just feel this and that. Okay, you see through your eyes, your brain cannot. So your brain is just comprehending whatever signals you are sending, and you need to tell it that you are okay, that you'll be fine, that you'll get through this. So once you understand this concept, that the fact that it's a trigger response, and it's a fight or flight situation. And so flighting is you constantly looking towards your phone for that coping mechanism. I do this still myself sometimes, where stress happens and I just want to cope through it with my phone. Okay, distracting yourself as much as possible. And what better way to distract yourself than looking over to social media, whether that's TikTok, YouTube, or Instagram, and just doom scrolling for hours, because the social media at this point is never ending. There's always something happening. There's always something to look at. There's always something funny. There's always some drama. There's always something to look at online. There's so much content out there that's never going to end. So it's easy to just fall into that trap of this never ending doom scroll than it is to just log off, lock in on your goals, and do the hard work. There's a lot of things, there's a lot of realizations when it comes to hard work and you and your phone, right? So hard work is boring, your phone isn't. And it's hard to make that trade-off. It's hard to make that constant trade-off, especially if your brain is triggering you to flight, and then the fact that you have this inkling to just scroll on your phone because your brain is telling you to flight. You don't want to do the hard work because it's boring, and there's no sort of motivation, there's no sort of incentive to doing the hard work other than the fact that you might get what you want, but that's only until later. There's an obvious push towards just scrolling on your social media. There's constant just push there, and that's where you fall into this vicious cycle, and this is where it becomes so hard to just get yourself out of it. So with this next section, we're going to be talking about the mindset shift. So number 2 is that you are essentially the iPad kid. Unfortunately, the iPad kid mentality is here. And I created this strategy. I don't know if anyone else had created it before me, but I had this realization that a lot of us are an iPad kid at soul. If you don't know what an iPod kid is, it's essentially a parenting strategy that parents use on their kids, where they use a communication device, where they use technology as a form of avoiding parenting, a parenting device in a way to have their kids onto a screen so that therefore they don't have to deal with any of the consequences, they don't have to deal with confronting, and they don't have to deal with the hard work of parenting, of letting the kid cry it out and being like, okay, if we do this consistently, eventually the kid's gonna learn the word no. Eventually the kid's gonna learn a pattern, and they're not gonna be throwing this tantrum every single time. So a parent uses an iPad as a coping mechanism for themselves because they don't want to deal with their kids' outbursts. So why do I say this? We are the iPad kids, because you are essentially, when you're growing up, you're constantly healing your inner child. And if you're constantly healing your inner child, that means you're learning to parent your own self. And if you're learning to parent your own self, then any of those inner child triggers, like your flight and fight mode, like your avoidance behavior, instead of learning to reparent yourself and learn better coping skills, learn better ways to cope with things, you're just shoving the iPad into your own face and shoving that kid further down, instead of learning better things. So when it comes to hard, confrontational, stressful situations, I encourage you to talk yourself through these situations. Literally talk outside, out of your brain, outside. Talk to yourself as if you are the parent to your own inner child, because a lot of things pop out when you are learning to reparent yourself. You're learning things that, like, hey, my parent didn't show me how to do that, so I need to teach it myself. I need to teach myself. And so it's a lot of relearning things that maybe your parents didn't know about you. But obviously back then we didn't have iPads, so our parents couldn't just shove the iPad in our faces. What did they do? They avoided our feelings. They created this either anxiety or this avoidance, emotionally unavailable avoidance towards our own feelings. When you are facing the fact that, hey, I want to accomplish this goal, and let's say it's, I want to become thinner in 2025. I want to become skinnier in 2025. And like I said, I told you, hard work is boring. So you get to a stressful point in your journey where it's like, okay, now I need to go to the gym and I need to do these machines. I don't know how to work these machines, so therefore I'm just going to avoid going to the gym by sitting at home and scrolling and telling myself, I'll just do it tomorrow. I'll just do it tomorrow. I'll just do it tomorrow. And you're avoiding instead of being like, okay, if I don't know how to work these machines, how can I learn? How can I practice? Can I ask somebody there? Or can I watch a video? Can I watch a video instead to learn how to do it? Can I probably just test it out or go watch someone else do it before I try it myself? It's a lot of inner work. It's a lot of inner talking, inner monologues that happen. And it's quite easy to learn how to work through things, but because we over amplify the stress, we over amplify the hard work it takes to learn something and get over through it, the harder the problem gets, the bigger the problem gets, because the more the fact that you delay learning how to work a machine and what machines do what for your body and learning the forms of it, the more that you delay that, the more you delay that you getting skinny, and then you start become more stressful because nothing fits, and then you get stressed off because someone wants to go shopping with you, but you feel uncomfortable going to the mall because nothing's going to fit you and it's going to overstimulate you, and you're going to get overwhelmed and angry, and you're just going to go home and just eat your feelings. It starts becoming this bigger and bigger problem. Instead of just simply sitting down and taking the 5 minutes to learn the machine, learn how to do good forms, and then just practice doing it every single day when you go to the gym. But a lot of people don't want to do that. They want to just shove the iPad, whether it's the actual iPad or the phone, in front of their face and avoid this confrontation. So thus becoming into this vicious cycle of, I'm just going to shove this in my face and then not do anything about it, and just hopes that one day that I'll eventually have the motivation and the drive to learn it. But we're not doing that in 2025. What we're doing in 2025 is that you're working your way through hard situations. Just think of yourself as a kid, right? If your inner child comes up to you and it's like, hey, I don't know how to do this, how would you talk to your inner child? How would you tell yourself how you would get over things? A lot of the times we already know what it is that we need to do. We already know how to get over a situation. It's just so much more harder to do it ourselves than it is to say it to somebody else. So when you hear your inner child talking and it's saying, hey, I have to do my homework, but my friend is asking me out for drinks tonight. Do you think I should go? What do you think your parent self would say? It would be like, hey, no, you should probably do your homework because you're already close to failing your class, and if you fail this class you won't be able to graduate. I think it's better for you to stay home. Like, there'll be more times for you to go out drinking with your friend, and if your friend is really a friend, they wouldn't care. They would actually encourage you to stay home even more to study as well. It's this way that you start talking to yourself and you start parenting yourself again. So stop doing it the opposite way. Stop avoiding yourself even more. Stop ignoring your inner child and learn to parent it instead. And learn to tell yourself you're safe. Learn how to tell yourself these are the ways that we can work through this problem. And you know, that gentle parenting. Learn how to gentle parent yourself through these hard situations so that you can finally get over it. And then once you constantly do this on a consistent basis, then guess what? It starts becoming a pattern, and you'll learn how to deal with harder and harder situations whenever they come by. So before we get to the last section of this video, I did want to say that I did want to, there's like so much stuff going on, that my Facebook group is moving from Facebook, which is called the Committed Collective. I have a Facebook group over on Facebook called the Committed Collective, and we are currently moving that group, that accountability group, over to a new platform because this past year I received a comment saying that they wanted to be a part of this accountability group, but because it's on social media, it's just so hard to keep up with the post when there's so much enticing things wanting to keep you on it. And I totally agree. So I'm just like, you know what, I'm going to create a whole new platform for our group to move over so that we can stay off on social media, but you can have the benefits of having an accountability group. So this accountability group is not just a community-based group. I want to give you guys so much more to offer because every single platform that I checked out, everyone is requiring like some sort of subscription. So I'm just like, okay, fine. If I'm going to make a subscription-based accountability group, I want to give you guys just that much more value from the group. So the Committed Collective membership group offers is you get to join the community, right? You get to join the community accountability group. So if you're just struggling with keeping up, if you're just struggling and you just need the assistance, you just need that tribe of people cheering you on, then this group is going to be perfect for you. And not only do you get the portion of the community, but we also get to do monthly meetups on topics like procrastination, like commitments, like discipline and consistency and resilience. Just so many topics that we can touch on, things like fear of failure and anxiety and the avoidance behavior and the anxiety behaviors, and how all of this interferes with your success of accomplishing your goals. Like, there's so many topics that we can talk about on a monthly basis, and I want to be able to do that over on that group. I also want to give you guys the inside scoop of any new products that I will be launching this year. So if you want to know, if you want to have the inside scoop of when those things are launching, then you'll get to be the first ones to know over on that group. You also get to receive, and this one's really cute, you also get to receive an official membership certificate for joining the exclusive club, Committed Collective Club. So I will be sending that over to you guys. You guys get a free cutesy little membership certificate just saying that you are an official member. And then a quarterly mini courses that you guys get to vote on via polls. I want to give you guys so much value in these memberships, and I want to be able to just give you guys a lot more knowledge and a lot more. I also want to introduce just mini courses, whether it's like a breakdown of whatever topic that you guys want to choose, like I said, from consistency, commitments, and discipline, and procrastination, and productivity, whatever topics you guys want me to do a breakdown on, I will be able to do that every single quarter, so you guys will be able to work through that for the 3 months. So that means you'll get 4 mini courses throughout the entire year of a breakdown of whatever topic you guys want. And not only that, I did also want to do a free one-on-one coaching calls with you guys every single quarter, just to help you guys either get your plan ready to go or keep you accountable or just answer any burning questions that you guys have. I want to be available to you guys that much more. So every single quarter I will be doing 2 free coaching calls with every single person who signs up for this membership. So this is the Committed Collective Membership Club, and I want to keep it as low cost as possible. I'm not wanting to charge an arm and a leg, at least not yet, but I don't want to be charging you guys an arm and a leg for these things, so I'm going to try to keep it as cheap as possible, probably just like $5 to join. However, I do want to know if this is something you guys are interested in. If you are, please go sign up on the waiting list over on my website. As soon as I get enough people on that waiting list, that is when the doors will open and you guys will have a chance to sign up. And I'll probably keep it limited for a little while, just to tweak stuff and make sure that everything's good and going. So I'll probably only have so many spots available for this community. So if you want to join this membership club, this hopefully will be launching this spring. So if you want to have the first access and know when this is launching, please sign up over on my website. So as soon as you put joeldesola.com, the pop-up would show up where you get to sign up for the membership, where you get to sign up for the waiting list. And as soon as I have enough people on that waiting list, then that is when the doors will open and you will have a chance to sign up for this amazing deal. Like I said, it's only going to be like $5 to join, and you get all of those incredible deals and offers. So that is all for right now. So please sign up for the waiting list so that you will be the first one to know when the doors are open. Okay, the last thing. The monsters are just trees. This is a Taylor Swift lyric, and I love quoting Taylor Swift whenever I can in these videos. But this is a song from Out of the Woods, where she says, the monsters turned out to just be trees. The monsters turned out to be just trees. And this is essentially referring to the fact that in her head, she was making things bigger than what they were. She was making these trees, these harmless little things, into these nasty monsters that she was afraid of and she was running away from. But once she once she cleared her head, when she got clarity and she actually saw what was in front of her, the monsters turned out to be just trees. And so it's like, oh wow, I was scared for nothing. And that's essentially what ends up happening when you are avoiding your goals and avoiding these confrontations and choosing to scroll on your phone instead of choosing to be on your phone instead of working on your goals. You are thinking in your head, oh my god, there's so much to do, I feel so overwhelmed and it's so stressful, I'll just do this tomorrow, future me will deal with it. And then once you actually sit down to do this stuff and you actually figure it out and it becomes easier, you're just like, oh shit, this actually wasn't that hard at all, and I was just making things bigger than they really truly were. So the monsters just turns out to be just trees. And if this is the case, then we need to learn how to break things down to the point where you can look at things face value and not be scared of what happens next. If you want to become skinnier this year, then you going to the gym is not actually the monster. The monster is hiding in your phone because it's robbing you of all of your time towards you achieving your goals, you generating success. The monster is not you going to the gym and being scared of what everyone's going to think of you when you go to the squat rack for the first time. No one's going to think of anything, because if you do it enough times, guess what? You'll learn to be better. And guess what? You'll probably have those glutes that you've been wanting for a really long time. The monsters are the things that you tell yourself, like, I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy enough for this goal. Those are the true monsters. It's the things that we tell ourselves that bring us down, that don't allow us to go and achieve our goals. So if that's the case, like I said, you need to learn how to reparent yourself. You need to learn how to tell yourself nicer things so that you can try to learn how to get yourself through it and stop avoiding the hard situations. So thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Also click the notification bell so you do know when I do upload, and follow me on all my social media. I am at Jolly Silva. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye.